Welcome to my vlogs Love Ultras. I'm John Kynaston and this is episode 49. It's now Sunday the 12th of May, which means that the 2019 Dragon's Back race is 1 week away tomorrow. Starts at 7 o'clock from Conway Castle on the 20th of May. And it's funny really because you enter these things a year in advance and now it is just 1 week away. And I must admit I'm pretty excited and a bit apprehensive as well, but looking forward to getting to that start line and getting going with the race. My physical training is now pretty well finished. I've done 18 weeks of hard running, lots of ascents, lots of Munros, lots of recce runs, and I do feel as though I'm in a good place. I've worked hard and I've felt as though I've prepared the best that I can. Last weekend doing the Great Lakeland 3-day event in the Lake District was a real encouragement. I ran 3 long days and I felt good. I ran within myself but kept a sort of 20-21 minute a mile pace, which would be ideal for the Dragon's Back. And so I feel as though physically I've given myself the best chance that I can. And this final week I'm just going to run a couple of times on Monday and Wednesday, and then have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no running at all, and getting ready for the race starting on Monday. So physically, I feel as though I've, prepared myself as well as I can. And I've been thinking about the sort of mental side of this event. It's 5 long days. I'm expecting to be out for 13, 14, 15 hours a day. So I was thinking about motivation and what's going to motivate me in this race. Over the last number of years, I've done podcasts for the West Highland Way race, and I interview different people every fortnight or so. And a couple of days ago, Tuesday, I interviewed a lady called Nikki Dunn, who's a doctor who completed the West Highland Way race last year. And it was a fascinating chat, really, just talking to her about her race and particularly what motivated her. And she talked about that she likes to have a different motivation for different sections of the West Highland Way race. So instead of just having one motivation, whether she's running for the goblet or she's running for friends or whatever it is, that she likes to break it down. And as she said it, I thought, oh, that makes a lot of sense for the Dragon's Back. So I was thinking if I could have a different motivation for each day, that would maybe help me. So on Wednesday, when I did my sort of lunchtime easy run on Pollock Park, I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, right, I like to keep going on these things. You need to stay as positive as you can. So I was thinking I'd like to spend each day to have a different person or people that I want to give thanks for. And so I've thought about 5 groups of people or individuals that I'm going to think about. Because if I'm out for 13, 14, 15 hours on my own, I've got time to think, and I find sometimes when you're thinking about something positive and enjoyable, then it certainly helps physically as well. So these are my people that I'm going to think about over the 5 days of the Dragon's Back. So day 1, I'm going to think about my parents and my sister. My mum and dad were great examples. My dad died in 2009. My mum is 89 and still going well and is fit and healthy. And the thing which I just really appreciate about my parents is that they brought myself and my sister, who's 3.5 years older, they brought us up to enjoy life and to be involved in things. They've taken us on lots of holidays and trips, gave us a real love of the outdoors. When I was 11, 12, I remember we used to go to Bala Lake every weekend and go walking and sailing and do various trips. And they've always been there encouraging me to enjoy the outdoors, and it's given me a love of the outdoors and mountains and rivers and lakes and sea that has stayed with me throughout my life. I remember when I was 14, I wanted to go youth hostling with a friend, and my mum and dad let me go. We went to the Lake District for a week. It was a really hot summer. I think it was 1973, 4, that sort of time. We had me and my friend Roy, we walked around the Lake District in this blazing heat, and mum and dad just said 2 things. They said one was that we had to book our youth hostels, and the second one we had to just ring them at each night to say we'd arrived. And that's been true throughout my life. Mum and Dad have encouraged me to do things, encouraged me to try things, and trusted me to get on with it. So I want to spend the first day just being thankful for my parents, my sister and her husband Dave and their boys. My sister's 3.5 years old, as I said, and she's been a great example and a good friend as well throughout my life. We've done lots of things together as children and then also as adults. So that's day one. Day two, I wanted to think about friends. A couple of months ago I was 60, and I thought it'd be quite fun to ask people just to share a memory of where they met me, or a favourite memory of things that we've done. And I think I had over 170 messages on Facebook in the end, and it was a snapshot of my life. And it was lovely. There was people from back in Liverpool when I was where I grew up, friends from college, friends from India, friends from Bangladesh, friends from Leicester, as well as friends here where we've lived in Paisley for the last 18, 19 years. Loads of them were runners who've been in touch over this past number of years that I've got involved in ultra running. And I'm just so grateful for all the friends that we have over our lives. We've met loads of people in different countries, from different countries, and it's been great. And I just thought, day two, I'm going to just spend time when I can, when I've got a bit of time on my own. I'm going to think about some of the friends that I've made over the past 60 years, and give thanks for them, for all that they've meant to me and do mean to me. Day three, I want to spend time giving thanks for my best friend, for my wife Katrina. We met in 1984, and in fact it was in the Lake District, and a mutual friend of ours, Chris Perkins, I used to work with Chris with UCCF, and Katrina knew Chris from the church, and they were going up to the Lake District to visit Chris's parents, and I was going up for a wedding at Capernwray, and so we shared the car, and then I stayed on for a few days. And in fact we did Striving Edge and Helvellyn, which I did last weekend in the 3-day event, and that was the first time I met Katrina. Very quickly we started going out, and then we got married the following year in 1985. So that will be 34 years of being married this year, and 35 years of knowing each other. And we've shared lots of things together over our lives, and we've lived in Bangladesh, we've lived in India, we've lived in Leicester as well as Scotland, and we've shared so much together. And I think there's so much I appreciate about Katrina, and so it won't be hard to spend parts of day three thinking about our friendship, thinking about our marriage, thinking about the things that we've done together, thinking about the things that I appreciate about her. About 10 years ago, Katrina's always been someone who kept fit and enjoyed walking, but she decided she wanted to run. So she started with a 10k, and within 2 or 3 years she'd run a marathon, she'd run an ultra, and we often go for runs together now and spend time on the trail together. And it's been nice because as our girls have grown up and left home, we've had something that we really enjoy doing together. And recently we bought a VW camper van, and we're looking forward to lots of trips in that as well, as we get out and about throughout Scotland and hopefully further afield as well. So I'm going to spend day three giving thanks for Katrina and thinking about the things that we've done together and that the support that we've given each other. Day four, I'm going to spend thinking about our family. So we have 4 daughters, Jo and Emma, who are twins, and Laura came 2 years later, and then Holly 2 years later after that. And I think out of all the things I've done in life, I think being a dad and a parent has been one of the most challenging, and yet one of the most rewarding. We are very proud of our girls. Jo trained as a physio. Emma is a primary teacher living in Bali now in Indonesia. Laura is trained as an occupational therapist, and Holly trained as a primary teacher. But it's not just what they've done academically that I are proud of them. It's the young ladies, the women that they've become. And we are very proud of them, and obviously biased about our view of them. But so it won't be difficult again just to be able to give thanks for them. And I've got lots of great memories of their childhood and growing up and being a dad and the things that we've done together. So that's going to be fun to give thanks for them. And then the older three are married. So Joe is married to Jono, Emma's married to Jonas, and Laura's married to Josh. And they have produced 6 grandchildren for us so far as well. So we're very grateful to them. So I'm going to be thinking about Josh and Lila, Jono and those 2. And then Emma and Jonas, they have Noah and Jacob. And Laura and Josh have Micah and Anna. So it's going to be fun just to spend some time on day 4 thinking about our grandchildren, thinking about our daughters and our son-in-laws and all that they mean to us. And so again, that won't be difficult, and it will help me to keep my spirits up and keep me motivated as I think about them and all that they mean to us. And then day 5, I want to give thanks to God. I became a Christian when I was 16 through the witness of a good friend, Ross McKenzie. He took me along to a Boys Brigade company in Liverpool when I was about 13. And over that time, I loved the BB. I was involved in sport and activities. But every Sunday and Friday night at the BB night, I heard about the gospel. I heard about Jesus Christ dying for me. I heard about what it meant to have a relationship with God. And for a long time, it was just something that I would maybe think about doing later. I wanted to play football for Everton and do all the different things. But it was the example of Ross and others I saw lived out and living the Christian life. And for them, Christianity and being involved with knowing God wasn't just something for a Sunday or a Friday night, but it was for every day, 24/7. And that really challenged me. And when I was 16 and a half, I committed my life to Christ. I asked him to be my Saviour and my Lord. And that decision has changed my life. That was almost 45 years ago that I became a Christian. And everything I've done since has been on the background of that. We've been involved full time. We went to Bible college when we got married. We worked as missionaries in Bangladesh. We taught in a Christian school in India. We came back to Leicester and I worked for a Christian organisation and then became an assistant pastor in Leicester and then a pastor here in Paisley. And even though I'm not involved full time in Christian work now, it's still a very, very vital part of our lives and in being involved in the church and sharing Christ and knowing Him. So I thought day 5, I just wanted to give thanks to God, to give thanks for the creation that we're running through, beautiful country of Wales and all that goes, and just acknowledging and giving thanks for my life and for what God has done in and through me and hopefully will continue to do so. So that's my plan for motivation. I thought to have a different focus for each day, to be able to think about different people. So my parents and my sister on Monday, friends on Tuesday, Katrina on Wednesday, our girls and grandchildren on Thursday, and God on Friday. And hopefully those people will be able to help me to keep motivated throughout the race. I do feel confident about the race. I do feel as though I've worked hard. I've given myself the best chance, but there's a lot of unknowns, and they're the things which I can't really control. What the weather's going to be like, whether I pick up an injury. There's a number of things that could happen. But I want to be positive, and I want to stay as positive as I can. And I'm going into this race believing that I can make it to the end, believing that I've done the work, and if I look after myself, if I pace myself well, if I stay positive, if I don't give up, I feel as though I'm capable of getting to the end on that Friday in Llandilo. But I'm really looking forward to trying. I'm looking forward to meeting lots of the other runners, the support team, and it was great last weekend meeting up with other runners who were doing the race and also people who are going to be on the event team. So basically, bring it on. Week to go, and I'm looking forward to travelling down to Conway. I'm going to go down on Saturday and spend the evening with my sister, with Sue and Dave in Wrexham, and then head over early on Sunday mornings, early Sunday afternoon, to meet up, to register and to get ready for the race starting on Monday. So that's it, my final vlog before the Dragon's Back race. I will be doing one afterwards. I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to take many video clips during the race itself. I think I can't waste too much time. I might take some photos and bits. I might do some at the overnight camps if I want to, but I'm not planning to do a video diary of the whole race, because I think I do need to really concentrate on getting to the end. So I hope you've enjoyed this one, and if you're in the race and you see me on any day, you're free to ask me just who I'm thinking about today. If you are doing the race, I wish you all the best and look forward to sharing the miles with you. So bye for now, and wait until I'll get back to you after the Dragon's Back race.